Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. This is our themed cabin build. The theme is a boat. Hopefully obvious. Anyway, today we're working on some electric. We got to punch through there and make some connections, get the electrical panel mounted on the inside of the vessel. And then we got to make some connections up there as well. And if things go well, they always do, we might even try to get ahead of the game and do something a little magical, huh? A little magic. So the next step on this end of the operation, we got to figure out the height where our LB needs to go through the wall and then get that going for us. We got to figure out the height of this from the inside real quick. Let's go. Have you seen the inside? You been in here before? You want to? Here's the inside. Spiral staircase opening. Okay. So somewhere in here. Yeah, no, it's got to be somewhere in here. The organization is strong here, in case you're new. Beautiful. Run a 200 amp panel, pretty much the norm nowadays. It's all electric, there's no gas here. So water heater, HVAC, the range, or whatever we use for a range. Oh, I want to come in just the back side. Probably gonna use that one. Then every now and then you see the rabbit come by, it'll wink at you and then just kind of trot off in the opposite direction. So because there's a maximum height for the breaker, I'm going to measure down from where it's going to come in. And we can go just below the maximum. We'll come down 10 inches from that. Okay. I'm going to run that back once more, just double check. I'm going to start punching a hole through. Marking the center. So we're just going to drill a bunch of circles around there. Fella can sleeve through in the pour stage if you want. We weren't 100% sure where we were going to be coming in or how it was going to work out, so we didn't sleeve through. This is an option. It's not a terrible option. You can rent a core drill, also an option. This is what we own, so it's what we're going to run. I'm going to run one hole first, go on the inside, and just verify that we're matching up where we need to, and then we'll go from there. So there's the bit. There's the line. We're in the ballpark. There we go. Now, is it what we're looking like? Not bad. She's not bad. She goes through. She's dry fit for now. Terrible measurement. What the heck? There we go. A lot better. Now it's gonna get a little awkward since I decided to go ahead and put the pipe through the other day. Wire, since I already decided to put the wire through. Oh, watch it, fellas. Been awkward my whole life. No point in stopping now. Got a little trick on a string. I'll show you here in a second. It's gonna get shoved through. Okay. Come on. all the way on. And this, don't do that to me. Pulls that pipe in for me. Nice. Oops, that's okay. So a little trick, I just have a string running through that pipe. And on the other side, I just have it tied to a scrap piece of pipe. That way I could take that string and pull it, and pull that short stub of pipe into the LB. So she's all glued up where she needs to be. Works pretty good. There's my finger in the shot, huh? Look at that. That's the high production value we're getting today. Luckily somebody put this bridge right in the way. Give her a yank. There we are. There we go. In the building. Oh, the whole time have you been there? That's okay. Go ahead and put this cover back on. With one mistake we're gonna have to address. This is about where it needs to be so we can finish behind it. Look at that. That's exciting. I'm excited. This is before we put the panel up and put some 3/4 plywood behind it over that ICF. I can still see my mark down here for the center of the staircase. We're just gonna touch it up. That matters because we have to have a certain amount of clearance around that panel. So I need to know how far over. There's a wall right here, where that wall goes, so I know where to start my plywood. I'm making sure I got minimum of 36 inches of clearance for the panel. We're good on our height, and I gotta have 3 feet out this way, which we'll have plenty of. We're just gonna lower it gently through this hole. Thought about carrying it around, but yeah, and then okay. Suppose we should probably cut a hole. Well, you guys took a tumble, and we got a loose fitting now. So this microphone set's done already. Okay. Need to go ahead and do the knockout on the back. .73.5 to the center of the blade. Very nice. Listen, this is the one time you can really just satisfy those intrusive thoughts. Steel lock nut. Gotta have it. Oh. And then a little bushing to go over the end of it. I call it a bushing. I wonder what the technical term is. Someone will let you know in the comments though. Steel, plastic. Just gonna use a Sharpie to make some marks here. Just using a cordless cutoff wheel to trim them to the length we need. So because I'm using aluminum to help keep it from corroding, we have to put some no-lox antioxidant joint compound on there. Because that's what the internet says. They've never been wrong before. So we're now wired onto the panel, which is awesome. I got to pick up a 220 volt outlet, and we'll just kind of off to the side that we can plug the welder into. Let's get stuff connected on the disconnect side of things. And then I lied. I forgot two things. These go right here. They go around that wire, and then they cover up that hot lug. Most panels have some sort of protection against that. So I just got to get that worked around there. It's split on the back side. Something like that. Got everything kind of laid out over here, ready to go. We're coming meter, right? You got that? Power will come out that knockout, over into the disconnect, from the disconnect to the boat. My neighbor's out cutting trees. Gary's in his 80s. You'd think he was in his 20s. After the tree falls, I just wait a minute to make sure I hear the chainsaw fire back up, you know? little mock-up here. That's what we're looking like. It's gonna go right over into there. Got to cut a little pipe to go between the two of them. And then we'll probably go ahead and make our mark for our wire and get our wire cut, because that's gonna be a little tricky getting the grinder inside that box to cut it. This is coming out. Meter power will come in, go around up the side, loop over the top, and come here. Very nice, huh? Let's get some wires hooked up, shall we? Yeah, and then that'll come in over across the top. I'm gonna buy some copper for that from here to here. So I've got a second disconnect box to go right here on this side. Now that's for any kind of future plans or future builds we might do. We might run from this back to the barn to get the barn full-time power. We could run, come out of it to an outdoor sub panel and have an outdoor sub panel for other stuff. We could go to an additional build in the future. This is a 400 amp service coming in. We've talked about it, but the transformer mount is going right there. So we're gonna trench a whole primary. So we're gonna trench a primary back, transformer pad there. Wire comes over, 400 in. Those are their two hots. They're neutral. Oh, sorry about that. This will be the ground. We'll conduit. There's a knockout right there. We'll do a 3/4 conduit out to this ground rod. But then it's set up for me to split off of that 400. So I can run my two hots, this one and that one, over to here, my neutral, over to here, and a ground over to here. And then we've got a second one on each lug to run over. So it's set up that we can take the 400 and split it out to 200 and 200. They could both go to the same structure, but on this case, we're just having it set up for future expansion. That way, whenever the power company comes in and hooks everything up, we don't ever have to get back inside this meter base. Rock? No kidding. You know, it's not surprising. I've come up with a different plan. We're just going to fill that back in for now. Sometimes if we run into rock, they'll let us put in 2 shorter ground rods instead of 1 longer ground rod. So I'm just going to fill this back in for now. I'll give them a call, see what they want to do, them being the power company. And we'll go from there. This was my goal today though, so I'm pretty tickled with it. some fantastic progress. Finally, it feels good. We're actually getting some stuff done. Let's end on a high note. Hopefully, we'll go ahead and phase into what the next step's gonna be so you know what's coming up on the next video. So the plan is to just pick it up. Not with these, probably with that. And we'll go upstairs and build a hoist across that opening and see if we can't just up into place. I don't know. I see it going flawlessly in my head. There's no way that won't work, you know? It's gonna be perfect.